Well, hello again, my fellow Star Trek fans. I got a really fun video for you guys today. I got something really fun to show you. Now, when it comes to the phaser, the communicator, and the tricorder, I'll get this open. We've got the tricorder. Let's see if I can open this with one hand. Well, we'll do it this way. We've got the tricorder. The communicator. And we've got it on effects mode. And we got the phaser. Now this phaser, you can take out the top and you can turn it into a type 1 phaser. So what does this all have in common with what we're going to show you guys today? Well, I'll show you. All right, let's show you guys a little better. We got the, this is from the WAN company, and this is the communicator.
Enterprise Bridge, Lieutenant Uhura.
That's really amazing. And like I showed you guys the phaser. It's in effects mode. You can use it as a remote control. This is from the WAN company as well. And we've got the tricorder. This is the science tricorder. This is from Diamond Select. So, unfortunately, no, this is not the WAN company. We don't have that yet, but that's coming, I hope. But I wanted to show you all these because these are the new versions. What I want to show you guys today is what I had as a kid from a real long time ago. I want to show you the space exploration set. This is what started it all. Yep, this hand phaser is a distant relative of this one. Same thing with the tricorder, and the same thing with the communicator. You can see the phaser. Now, what it is this is actually, the top part is in two halves that go together. The handle is separate in two halves, and they go together separately, and the emitter is in two halves, and that's a chrome part. You cannot take the type 1 phaser off of the type 2. You cannot move the control settings or the wheel, but you can have fun. And when I was a kid, when I first saw this, I really went nuts because, well, let's face it, there was nothing. There was really not that much Star Trek merchandise, nothing like there is today. So when I had first gotten this kit, first of all, I was ecstatic because they really dumb it down for the kids that want to just slap it together and have it. After my butchering of the Enterprise models, I was happy to find that these were basically, all right, the whole kit, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Basically 6 pieces. For the phaser, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. You got the two halves of the tricorder. You got the chrome plates that go in for the screen and for the front. What's nice about the tricorder is it really does rotate up and down. So that was a nice feature. And we have Blaylock. I don't know if you guys remember from the Corbomite maneuver. That was really fun. So he's on the screen. And then we have the communicator. So you've got the top and the bottom halves. And you've got the chrome panel that you put in from behind. And then you have the top. And that's basically all the pieces. From when it comes to the decals, again, like I said, they have Blaylock. And there's a decal that goes on the spinning section for the communicator. And there's also the little, let me show you. It's flat where this is rounded up, but you got the settings, and that's the decal that goes in that little opening. And I'll put up the instructions for you guys in the decals. Now, what's pretty cool about this is in 2013, Round 2 models reissued this. And this is a pretty cool story because when I got this, I actually thought for the price that this was the round 2 version. It was, I think it was listed for, geez, 150, and it said best offer. So I offered. I'm like, well, what about 50 bucks? I figured that would be the going rate. And when I got it in the mail, I had realized that the round 2 version of this set, the re-release in 2013, is the tall box. And when I had gotten this in the mail, I was very pleasantly surprised to find that this is actually from a long time ago. This is the original release. I'll go over everything for you in a minute. This is S958. I just want to show you guys the actual date. And I will put it up on the screen. I don't know if it's on the box or not. You can see 1974. But I want to make sure that that'll be the official date that this kit was released. And I'll put the information up. If it's not, if this is a remake, I'll let you guys know. But from what I looked into, this is actually the original release of this kit. So we've got AMT, one of my favorite companies, especially from my childhood. To this day, I love AMT models. And of course, I love Star Trek. I have all my life. And I remember when I had gotten this, this is one of the few Star Trek models that I didn't screw up, because I was able to put it together pretty good, pretty well. It was easy. And I think that's why the model company, maybe they geared it towards putting it together simply, especially for dumb kids like me who butchered all the Enterprise models. And I think later on I really destroyed a Klingon D7, but this was really easy to put together, and you wanted it done fast. You can put it together and you can stop playing with it. The tricorder doesn't come with the cord, and I think my mom had given me like a long black ribbon or a belt or something. She might have sacrificed one of her pocketbook straps, but I ended up having a strap for mine. And again, that's Blaylock. The Corbomite maneuver is interesting because this is not Blaylock. That's a portrait, or that was like a 3D dimensional model or a dummy. And it was a representation that was used to try to intimidate the foes, because Blaylock was this like childlike looking creature. He was bald. He was really small. He was probably about 3.5, 4 feet high. And that might be generous. But his ship, the Thesaurus, was absolutely magnificent. It was actually huge. It was like the size of a planet. And when the Enterprise had gone and made contact, there was a buoy that warned the Enterprise away. Well, the Enterprise, their mission was to seek out and contact life. So they ignored the buoy. In fact, they end up destroying the buoy, and they go ahead. And when they're told that they're going to be destroyed, it's their reactions. And to make a long story short, they're not destroyed, but they make contact with Blaylock. And Blaylock takes them in. What he does is, to test the Enterprise, he sends the Thesaurus away, and he keeps a small part of the ship. And then he sends a distress signal to make the Enterprise think it's in danger. And it absolutely is not. No threat from the Enterprise, but they end up wanting to help, and they're able to make contact. Anyway, this was the alter ego of Blaylock, to try to intimidate, new races that they encounter. But the tricorder, you can see it flips open just like the real prop, as well as the door opening just like the real prop. And you can see the discs, the information discs, and you can see the little spinning section. And that's also a decal. Actually, no, there was no decal for that one. That's right. It was just the chrome plate as the communicator. They got the buttons painted on the front, but you can do that relatively easy. And there's 2 sets. There's 2 colors when the trees are actually pulled out of the box. You've got black with a kind of like a vinyl type texture that all the pieces have. And then you have a chrome tree where the chrome pieces are. This part, the screen, the communicator to cover, the panel, the phaser array, things like that. But as a kid, I was ecstatic to get this. And I actually had something, because I don't know about you guys, but because there was nothing available, when I watched Star Trek, I made a couple of props myself out of paper. I made the communicator that I could flip open and pretend I was talking to the Enterprise. And I had the phaser that I made out of paper. And to look back on that, if I could actually find what they look like, it was probably amusing. But in my head, they look great. And of course, they had the tricorder. And let's show you guys this side of the box. Let me make sure that we don't hit anything. You can see all of the stuff that are available. We've got the shuttlecraft, and I think I showed you guys that, yep, in the long box edition. We've got the Enterprise, the S951, and I've shown you that guy model. We have the Mr. Spock. I don't have that one as of yet, but always on the lookout. You never know. And the Klingon D7 battle cruiser, and I've shown you that one. Now, of these kits, I've got the shuttlecraft Galileo. I've got it sealed. I've got a sealed edition of the Enterprise, and I've got a sealed edition of the D7 battle cruiser. And now I've got the sealed edition of the exploration kit set. And this one shows you the availability of that jacket, the special Star Trek jacket offer. AMT Corporation, 1225 East Maple, Troy, Michigan, 48084. Love it. The ends of the box, you can see S958, and when it shows you the special features, it kind of just goes over, and there's no special features on this side pertaining to the kit itself. So I think both ends of the box are the same. Yep, both ends of the box are the same. You can see the same illustration is on the front. And you've got S958 and special features. Now we go over to this side. And this is a really fun part, because you've got Mr. Spock. And this is the same picture as that appears on the S951 for the Enterprise as Captain Kirk. And it gives you an illustration, an explanation of each item. So let's start with the phaser. The phaser, hand-carried pure energy weapon which emits a pulsating beam which can be phased to interfere or interact with the wave pattern of any molecular form. Phaser beams can be set to dematerialize, disrupt, heat, or stun. The phaser in this kit is a combination of the small hand phaser and a pistol mount. Of course, they're talking about the Type 2 phaser. The tricorder, always carried by one or more landing party members. It's a combination, portable sensor computer recorder device, resembling many of today's smaller portable tape recorders, but including a tiny widescreen for viewing. The tricorder can measure and analyze and keep records on almost any subject. Today's tape recorders, I had one of those as a kid, that big, like 4C batteries or 6C batteries, and it's about that big, and you could put the tape in and push play. You could record on it. And let's check out the communicator. Communicator, tiny transceiver used for communications between landing party members on a planet or between ship and planet. The communicator can also serve as a transporter locator device, allowing the transporter to locate, lock on, and beam aboard any crewman within range. So these little explanations are really cool. Love it. I don't remember if this is the one that I got as a kid. I think the one that I had gotten as a kid was a long box. And again, they reissued this for 2013, and they improved the decals, actually. Now they have, I think you have an option of either putting Blaylock on the tricorder or you can actually put the screen. Let me show you guys. You can actually, I think there's a decal that shows that screen, I think. But I will put it up for you guys to see. And it has the other updated decals. I think the tooling is the same. And I'll give you flashes of that model kit. But this one is the original release in a long box from 1974. And I was pleasantly surprised to find this when I opened it up when it came in the mail, as opposed to the new release. Now again, they might run into some complications or some confusion because round 2 is releasing a lot of the original box art. So, you know, I might be looking for the original S951, the tall box, and get excited to see it for $40 and then realize that it's not, it's the round 2. Round 2 is also re-releasing the long box of the Enterprise that they had with it had the lights in the top and the bottom of the saucer section, and the Bassard collectors lit up as well. They're re-releasing that, and I actually did a video for you guys to show you that pre-order. So that could cause some confusion. So you might think you're getting the original, but you might just be getting the reproduction. So it's very important to look at the dates and the differences. I actually ordered that model, and I'll be getting it in, and I'm going to show you guys the differences between the models. But that's another video, my friends. And this one was for the Space Exploration set from Star Trek AMT Unassembled Hobby Kit from 1974. And I love going back to my childhood, especially with Star Trek and AMT issued model kits. So I hope you enjoyed this quick little video on this wonderful model. And until my next little video, I'll talk to you guys real soon. Thank you so much for watching. Live long and prosper.